What's up, everybody? I'm Chef Mike Jerez.
And I'm John Baruti.
And we are
the $1 Million Food. Episodes into 2021. What are we talking about today, Mike?
Well, we are entertaining a topic we talked about before, which is very prevalent and very crazy again.
What do we got?
Is people trying to get help.
Nightmare.
With the unemployment checks and the extra stimulus money that people do not want to leave their houses to come out to work.
Yes.
And it is an increasing problem. And the people that do come out want such an exorbitant amount of money for no skill set that is outrageous.
I feel a rant coming.
But
yes,
we are forced to pay some of these people because we have no one left to do it.
Yeah.
That's a big problem right now in the industry, and I don't know what the solution is. I mean, I haven't had a dishwasher in we've been open now a month. I haven't had a dishwasher in a month. We've been just pitching people back and forth and do it.
Crazy.
And everybody's getting burnt out and tired of doing it. And I've had ads in the paper. I've reached out on all the social media for people. And
here's the consequences. The consequences are you're paying low-level people high people rates, which is making the high people level aggravated and want more money. So it's the shit rolls downhill.
And the one who gets screwed is me. Because my payroll just went from 25% up to 45%. And you can't make money at that. You have to manage your pay. The only way you make money in this area is manage your payroll, because food cost is out of control.
Yeah.
Fixed costs are out of control right now. So how do you? The margin of profit is smaller.
How do you pay a snot-nosed kid? And listen, that's no dig. I was a snot-nosed kid, so were you, right? We went to work to get a couple bucks to go spend on video games or whatever the hell we spent money on.
Yep.
How do you pay a snot-nosed kid to scoop ice cream, to have no knowledge, come in, scoop ice cream, and pay that kid $15 an hour plus their tips?
Right.
How do you do it? And then you're staring at all the other girls and guys that have been with you for 3-4 years, right? They're not, now they're in college, and they're like, I don't understand. He's getting 15.
Yes.
I'm getting 15. Right. And I can run your store.
Correct.
And I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer.
It's a crazy, like me, I get guys, I just had this weekend, I had a kid in there, he worked one day and he quit the next because, he was getting paid $14 an hour. And for an 18-year-old kid, which I think is a nice wage. It's not
when I hear livable.
Well, that's what it is. And he wants $18 an hour with no skill set at all. Never did it before. $18 an hour.
To wash dishes.
And my God, there's line cooks that make that much who've been doing it 10, 15 years. And they're like, wait a minute, that's not going to happen. This kid's never done this before. And and I'm shocked, and they quit instantly because they need. What do you need that money for? You live home with mommy and daddy. Everything is paid for. What are you doing with that kind of wood? But it's the thing that's bothering me the most is I get people too that go, well, I could just sit home and collect, and why would I come out and do any kind of labor? And,
I got a letter,
and the government just keeps giving more and more money, and we're screwing.
That says, Mr. Baruti, the new stimulus money is going to be put in your account within X amount of days, and if it doesn't come within X, now listen. I'm not a multimillionaire, but I've done pretty damn well, right? I have a decent amount of money in the bank. I still have a ton of investments. What the fuck do I need $1,400 for? Honestly.
No,
am I going to take it?
I got you.
Damn straight I'm going to take it because I paid money in. The reality of it is though, people that aren't affluent, that are working hand to mouth, right? Why do they got to go to work? Why do they have to go to work? If they can collect unemployment and get these checks, our government thinks it's helping us. And at some point they have to, but they're overstimulating us and they don't realize what they're causing. They don't realize.
But where is that money coming from? That's the question.
It's coming from us.
I know, that's the problem.
Coming from us.
I put it in the paper, dishwasher $4 an hour, and I had people actually attack me saying, I'm a slave driver. I should be ashamed of myself that's not a living wage. First of all, if you're 18 years old, that's not your living wage. And if you're a 50-year-old man, I had a 50-year-old guy apply.
Most of the time, they're actually happier than the kids.
I need work. I need to support my family. Blah blah blah.
Drug addict.
100%. But I'm like, if you're 50 years old and you're applying for a dishwasher job at $14 an hour, you made some bad choices in life.
You did.
And I'm not being disrespectful to anybody that does that.
No.
You just made some bad choices in life.
You've gone down the wrong path.
You know what I'm saying?
It sucks.
And to me, I've always been a firm believer of you get paid of what your skill set is worth.
Yeah.
And it's simple as that. I don't have a problem paying somebody $50 an hour.
Yeah.
But you better be worth $50 an hour.
Yeah.
If you're worth $5 an hour, that's what you should get paid.
Yeah.
I don't care about living wage. It's what, listen, there's a million programs out there. You can get a trade. I don't have money to go to college. Okay, get a trade.
Yeah.
Apprentice under somebody.
Absolutely.
There's a million
Plumber,
things that you could do.
Carpenter.
Go to vocational school.
Absolutely. Welder. They need so many welders right now.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's but even get a trade. Get something under here that pays a good wage to work your way up. Work your way up. That's the word. Work your way up.
Nobody wants to
Don't
do that.
assume. No, they want it instantly, right out of the box. I need $1,000 a week because I'm 18 years old. Oh yeah, for what? What do you need that money for?
So
I got
all
bills
of
to
you
pay.
guys,
What bills?
Everybody in our industry, and even outside of our industry, what do we do? And when I had the bakery, what did you do? You paid them. You paid them because you had to have people.
And that's the problem. That's the problem that I have. That I have to put out extra money every week because Joe Schmo needs this money, and I'm forced to do it because then I can't open my restaurant.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, the dishwasher is the most important job in the restaurant.
It is.
Because without
dishes, you can't plate.
Without dishes, I can't plate.
You can't serve.
Without glasses, I can't put a drink in there.
Right.
Without a fork, you can't eat.
That's right.
And without a pan, I can't saute.
That's right.
So all that stuff comes from the dishwasher. People don't realize that. Yeah. So, as much as the job...
Now, I'm sure I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm sure there's some Karens out there saying, well, you see, if you need them that much, you should pay them more. Really?
Well, why don't I serve everything on a paper plate? How about that?
It's an entry level, and that's what we're missing. I would be okay with the $15 minimum wage, and I believe, I'm not sure, and by the time I edit this, I'll find out. There was some muddlings that they were going to have entry level minimum wage and a regular minimum wage. If they set up some system like that,
right,
I would almost be okay with it. Like and I don't know what entry level to them means, but an entry level job, whatever it is, in the beginning stages of learning the craft, dishwasher, in a carpentry crew, the guy that freaking carries the nails. I mean, they can't get the same as somebody that has 10 years of experience.
Correct, 100%.
It's crazy.
100%. I cannot hire somebody with no skill set and do a comparable salary, somebody who has 10, 20 years experience. It's not going to happen. Yeah. It's not. Because there's going to be a war, first of all, because the guy that's not experienced can be like, and if I was back in the day, and I'd be like that too, I'd be like, whoa, listen, and we talked, I worked in some really very, very high-end restaurants that paid $4 an hour, $5 an hour, $3, and their philosophy was, we have 85, if you don't like this job, there's the door, we have 85 people behind you, and they'll do it for free just to get the name on the resume.
And I believe those days are over.
They're way over. They've been over for years.
I think even in New York.
This was early 90s and 80s. And New York, you had to pay a lot of these restaurants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You work at Jean Georges, you had to pay him to be there because, and you had to work at least a year for him to allow you to put his name on the resume.
Yeah.
So they made it where you just can't go in there and work a week and say, I was the sous chef at Jean Georges. No, that's not going to happen.
So what do we do? Unfortunately, there's not much we can.
And the problem is that it's nothing there. I'm keep looking for the solutions.
There's no solution.
There is no solution, and it's getting worse.
Well, I'll tell you what the solution is.
It's getting worse.
I'll tell you this, and because I have another channel that talks about finance and stuff, I talk about this all the time. Things will come home to roost within the next few years, right? What I believe will happen, right, is that we're going to get through COVID. We're going to have the vaccines. Things are already starting to come down.
Yes.
People will be exuberant that they can get back out and go to concerts and go to things and do all that within the next year or two. Then what's going to happen is inflation's going to creep in because you can't have this much money in the money supply. You can't have trillions of dollars put into the money supply and inflation not happen. Well, does anybody remember the late 70s, early 80s? Right? When you could go, my sister went and bought a car and paid 18% in interest. Those days will come back because the government can't keep doing what it's doing. And that will solve the problem because then what will happen is businesses will go out, right? Unemployment will be extremely high, and the jobs will not be there, and then people will then go, well, I'll take 10. I know it's 15, but I'll take 10. And it's a shame that that has to happen.
Yep.
It's a shame. But the reality is that we don't learn, as a society, we don't learn from past mistakes. It's obscene.
I know.
We don't learn. There's
Crazy.
so many, forget about hundreds of years ago in Roman times. I'm talking within the last 50 years, we've had these ebbs and flows, and we don't learn. We don't learn. So we will, and somebody like me will take advantage of it, and I will buy as much stock as I can. I will go back and buy more real estate because things will drop, and that's the reality.
Right.
Until then, what can you do? You can't do anything. You either go out of business, or, I tell you how we solve the problem. We increase our prices.
Well, that's just it.
Beth just said we have to increase the price.
Do I put on my menu a dishwasher charge for an extra $5?
No.
I mean,
no, you just have to increase your prices.
It's crazy. It's crazy it has to come to that.
Yeah.
But the other thing too is that and I get this all the time. Let's say a diner guy. So one of my lower end pantry guys, a lower end cook, he'll go work at a diner, and they'll pay him. I'm paying him maybe 14. They'll pay him 20 at the diner because they have nobody and they need him, right? So then he'll go out and get a job and you're like, well, I get $20. He's still worth $14.
He probably worked $7, but okay.
He hasn't even worked his way up yet, but same with me. If I pay a dishwasher $16, $17 an hour, the next job they go to, that's what they're going to say, well, I got $16, $17.
Yeah.
I can't work for you for 12. I need to work.
Yeah.
So it screws everybody up.
It screws everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And I've had kids come to me with no talent at all going, well, I worked at the OB Diner and I got paid $20. I'm like, well, good. You should have stayed there. Because literally I'm going to pay you $8.
Yeah. And they
get all pissed off.
The reality is the landscapers, the contractors, those lower end people, they don't have to be a dishwasher. They can be anything. They can go and hump wood. They can go and mow a lawn.
Yes.
And everybody is paying so much more to get people. Right? Because listen, the business is still there. We still need to cut lawns.
Yeah,
we still need to build houses. So they need the people, so they're paying them an absorbent amount. So why would they come to work for me and you and scoop ice cream or be a dishwasher at 14 if I can go push a lawnmower at 20?
Yep.
Is it tough work? Yeah, but it's not so bad.
The world still needs ditch diggers.
So I mean,
but
it's true.
It is,
and
they're paying the top dollar.
Yep.
And that's why a lot of my Mexican guys, they all left because they went to carpentry and landscaping because at $25 an hour putting up shingles, they're not going to put a plate through a dishwasher at $12 an hour. Why would they?
No, they're not.
And the guys are paying them cash.
Yeah.
So they're like they're walking home with stacks of money like this.
So I wish we had a solution. I don't think obviously this is a big part of our industry. We're going to probably keep talking about it. If anybody has a suggestion, please.
If anybody knows how to fix this or understand it, I know. But again, everybody's going through the same problem.
Yeah.
Dave Klein, we're famous subs. He's got to pay a guy $15 to make a sub sandwich. Well, that sub that was $12, whatever, now is going to be $15, $18.
That's right. That small ice cream that was $4.25 is going to be $5.25 this year, and I'm almost embarrassed. I got to be honest. I'm almost embarrassed to increase the prices that much. But we're lower than the guy down the street at $6.25, and how do you survive?
Yeah.
You increase the prices because how do you pay your people?
Yes.
You got to stay in business.
You got to stay in business.
And people are like, pay them more. Well, don't you realize that it's trickled down? That if it doesn't make any sense. The market should set the price. The reason minimum 100%. Wage was put in, it was 100 years ago, and it was so the children didn't get screwed. Basically, that's what it was for. It wasn't for Joe or Sally that needed to make a living.
And when we were kids in the 80s, the minimum wage was $2.25. $2.25. So $2.25.
Yeah.
I worked at Mr. Steak in Brick for $2.
Steak.
I'm sorry, let me say. I did there $2.25, and then I worked at Bonanza for $3.25. I thought I got a bump. And I thought I was the king of swing. $3.25 at Bonanza and Brick.
Yep.
I ran the Fryers in the 80s.
All right, another great episode. We hope it helped you out.
Yep.
We'll see you on the next one.
See ya.
All I need to do... are you rolling?
We are rolling.
I just need ice.
You need ice. I got you.